A pretty boring Fed meeting, a very small dollar bounce, and yet another all-time high for gold. Big picture, global equities look like they are trying to snap a 5-session winning streak, with the dollar trying to put in a little bit of a bounce after the recent volatility. In terms of last night's Fed meeting, the statement highlights were pretty clear. Growth is still solid, inflation is still somewhat elevated, and the unemployment rate is stabilizing. Now, in other words, there's really no rush right now for the Fed to do anything. They remain data dependent. Now, as expected though, we didn't see a unanimous decision. There was 2 dissenters in the form of Fed's Moran as well as Waller, both of them voting for a cut. Now, that isn't a surprise because Moran does what Trump commands him to, and Waller desperately wants to be the next Fed chair. Now, anyway, moving on from politics. For the Bank of Canada, it was a nothing burger as expected. Minimal changes there in the statement, with the bigger theme out of the meeting being talks around central bank independence. Now, in terms of equities, the S&P briefly tagged 7,000 yesterday before slipping back. The Nasdaq and the Dow has been slightly more mixed. Now, in terms of big cap earnings, Microsoft dropped more than 7% after hours, currently still down 5% in the aftermarket. Now, the theme we spoke about in December is very much alive, with investors asking whether companies are spending like it's the future but earning like it's the present. It's definitely one to watch for earnings, and obviously one to keep an eye out for Apple coming up a little bit later as well. Now, turning to FX, the dollar tried to put in a small bounce. I think part of it is just mean reversion after the recent dump. We did, however, have Scott Bessent trying to do a little bit of damage control after Trump's comments yesterday by basically coming out saying that they do have a strong dollar policy, and also interestingly pushing back against the idea of coordinated intervention with Japan. In terms of commodity markets, I mean, gold remains one of the key stories here, up another all-time high, currently trading at 5,400, just a staggering move. The other commodity to watch though is oil. With Trump's comments yesterday about Iran, we did see WTI trading higher, currently sitting just below that $64 per barrel level. So that is one to watch, especially if the US does decide to take action against Iran. Oil will be definitely one to keep on the radar in that front. Now, in terms of the day ahead, it's pretty benign, guys. We've got some EU sentiment data coming up. Apart from that, we've got the US weekly claims data, but none of that is expected to be really market moving in the session ahead. Now, with the dollar bounce in play, also be on the lookout for any possible intervention risk for the dollar yen. It is still a key theme that we are watching. So with that said, have a fantastic day ahead.